Hello friends, this video on dual nature of radiation and matter part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 4 before going ahead with part 5. So what is photoelectric effect? The phenomenon of emission of electrons from a metal by incident electromagnetic radiation, right? So that is what we saw till now. Photoelectric emission was also the same thing, emission of electrons by incident electromagnetic radiation. So the electrons which are emitted in this case are known as photoelectrons, and the current constituted due to the flow of these photoelectrons is known as the photocurrent. This is how things happen. If this is your metal surface, the metal surface will obviously have free electrons because every metal has free electron. They are good conductors, right? So when this electromagnetic waves fall on this metal, the electrons get ejected, and this is photoelectric effect. Substances emitting electrons when illuminated by visible light are known as photosensitive. So those kind of substances are known as photosensitive. That means if you give a light of any suitable frequency, somewhere around the range of visible light, they emit electrons. So they are known as photosensitive materials. Almost all metals, they have free electrons. All metals have free electrons, and they are all sensitive to some or the other light. Depending upon the electronic configuration of the metals, they will react to the light. For example, they will react to their corresponding frequencies. For example, if we take the example of sodium. Sodium has only one valence electron. Therefore, that one valence electron can be easily taken out from the sodium. So sodium needs a light of not very high frequency or something like that. So sodium is photosensitive to visible light. Whereas if we take the example of magnesium, it has got two free electrons. So it needs little more energy to take out those two free electrons out of it. So magnesium is sensitive to ultraviolet light, which has a little more frequency than that of the visible light. So that is how, all metals are, they can show photoelectric effect, but it will react to what kind of frequency range, that depends upon the electronic configuration of the metal, because the electronic configuration of the metal tells us about the work function of the metal, and that decides the threshold frequency at which the photoelectric effect will start taking place. Let us now look at the detailed experimental study of photoelectric effect. As I mentioned before, that Halbach and Lenard, they wanted to know how the photocurrent will vary with the intensity, with the frequency of the incident light. So what are the factors that actually determine the photocurrent? So this experimental setup was used to study this. It looked somewhat like this, which had an evacuated tube. As you can see here, this is the evacuated tube. Inside this, they had an emitter. This is your emitter. The C denotes cathode and the A denotes anode. So the emitter is a photosensitive plate. When I talk about a photosensitive plate, that means it is a little more sensitive to visible light. It can easily emit electrons when it is illuminated by light. There is another metal plate which acts as collector. So we choose this emitter in such a way that it is little more photosensitive as compared to the other metal plate, right? So now we use a monochromatic light of short wavelength. Okay. Then we have a battery which maintains the to create an electric field inside the tube, and to maintain a potential difference between the two plates. We have a voltmeter to measure the potential difference between the two plates, and we also have an ammeter which will measure the amount of current flowing through the circuit, that is, which will measure the photocurrent actually. So in this case, what happens when this monochromatic light falls on this emitter, electrons will get emitted, right? So what happens when the light falls on this photosensitive plate? Electrons get emitted from this. They get attracted towards the other metal plate, that is the collector, And due to the flow of this electron from the photosensitive plate towards the metal plate, electric current gets constituted. And this electric current is nothing but the photocurrent, and the photocurrent is measured by the ammeter. So it was a very simple experiment which was carried out. But this experiment was helpful in studying the variation of photocurrent, where as we change the frequency of the incident light, as we change the intensity of the incident light, as we change the potential difference between the two plates. So we will see the conclusion of this experiment one by one. So the first conclusion which we will talk about is the variation of photocurrent with the intensity of radiation. What happened when we tried changing the intensity of the incident light? How did the ammeter respond? I mean, what was the magnitude of the current flowing through the circuit? It was done like this. The frequency of the incident light was kept fixed. The potential difference between the two electrodes was kept fixed. So the only thing that was varied in this case was the intensity of the radiation. So when we increase or decrease the intensity of the radiation, it was observed that the photocurrent increased linearly with the increase in intensity. As we increase the intensity, the photocurrent also increases with time. Now, what is this photocurrent actually? Photocurrent is nothing but the number of photoelectrons per unit time, right? What is current? Current is nothing but number of electrons flowing per second. Similarly, it is number of photoelectrons per second, right? So that is photocurrent. So it was seen that as the intensity of the incident light was increased, the number of photoelectrons emitted also increased with time. So if the number of photoelectrons emitted keep increasing, the photocurrent will also increase, right? So photocurrent varies linearly with the intensity of light. So we want more photocurrent, we have to provide light of more intensity. The next one was variation of photocurrent with potential. That means what happened if we change the potential difference between the two plates? Will the photocurrent remain the same or it will change? And if it will change, how will it change? So, well, when we talk about this potential, we will talk about two types of potential. One is a positive potential and the other one is a negative potential. One is positive potential and the other one is negative potential. What is positive potential? Positive potential is the scenario when the collector, this is my collector and this is my emitter. So this is my photosensitive plate where light is falling, and this is the collector where the electrons are coming. Now if this is positive with respect to emitter, that is positive potential. When we say that we are talking about positive potential, how photocurrent is varying with positive potential, that means we are keeping the collector at a higher potential as compared to the emitter. When we talk about negative potential, I mean that the collector is at a negative potential with respect to the emitter. So we are keeping the collector at a lower potential as compared to the emitter. So this, I just explained you the terminologies, because now when we discuss about the variation of photocurrent, we will use these two terminologies, right? Now, this was how it looked like. If we plot a graph, this is my origin. Now, as the positive potential keeps increasing, I mean, first you consider the first scenario. First you consider the scenario of positive potential. Positive potential, that means the collector is at a positive, this collector is at positive with respect to the emitter. So the metal plate is positive with respect to the photosensitive plate. So since it is highly positive, so whatever electrons are coming out from this emitter, they will get attracted towards it. So the electrons will keep flowing towards the collector. That means as the positive potential is increased, more and more electrons will keep flowing towards collector. So the photocurrent will increase. So as you can see, initially the photocurrent is increasing. But gradually, if you see, the current saturates. So this is a saturation level. That means beyond this, the current is not increasing. Even though the potential keeps increasing, but the current remains the same. Why does this happen? This happens because this is also a metal, right?